Terry Dwayne Ashford coming back in live, part 5 this morning. Missouri Military Road, intersection, Georgia Avenue. We're coming right on back with you to show you the professionalism and bringing you headlines around the world with Terry Dwayne Ashford. Indacarseat, that guy. Production. It's done on May 23rd, Sunday morning. And what you're hearing right now, the voice that you're hearing right now of Terry Dwayne Ashford, comes immediately after the incident with the Hispanic aggression and the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police stalking Terry Dwayne Ashford on Sheridan Street. And then we come back with this particular professionalism, bringing you headlines around the world. I'm Terry Dwayne Ashford. I'm your Indacarseat, that guy. I am also your journalist-in-chief podcast. All for you. Now, what we want to do here is we want to show you how the sabotaging was supposed to have worked. You see, the defense from a broadcaster carrying out his particular duties of the street was supposed to have been framed as that particular person being aggressive. But the aggressive ones was the Washington, D.C. police in this particular situation and their frames. As you see. Right here is the voice of Terry Dwayne Ashford coming right on back, carrying out his particular activities immediately after all of that hoopla, drama, tragedies, crashing, screaming, yelling, whatever the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police decided they wanted to tell others to do to the victims. It's what you saw. And that particular activity was supposed to spark defense by the smaller victims, who was supposed to, by nature, the person being small is supposed to get scared and fight back more aggressively. That's what the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police was expecting. They was expecting the smaller person to be so scared. You see how like a cat, when he jumps up against the wall, he's scared because the dog was bigger. Now the cat is about to jump out there and tear some shit up, right? Well, in this particular case, you got Terry Dwayne Ashford, StreetNOW News. Well, we ain't scared at all. We're professional. We're going to go ahead and carry out our activity. We're going to also handle your drama, your problems you have going on in your brain here, and then we're going to go right on back and carry out the business and the professionalism of the job we came to do. And coming right on up in a few short moments, you have coming for you headlines around the world by SNnews. Terry Dwayne Ashford, StreetNOW News, Jick, and you're in the car. See that guy? The same one. The Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police have been sabotaging using the exact same events you saw this morning. We've sniped you. We've sniped you. You're going to fix your mess. We're going to fix it for you. You see, there is a total difference in journalism between being aggressive, like a headbanger police officer would, and being an assertive journalist. There's a total difference. You wouldn't know that if you're not a journalist. You wouldn't know that if you're Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police sitting back looking and making judgment on things that you don't even know anything about. You wouldn't know that. You see, being assertive, although they're a lot alike, is not being aggressive. They're a lot alike. They're very, very closely related. But being assertive, as in professionally assertive, is not being aggressive. Being aggressive, as a police officer being aggressive, is banging people's heads on the ground. Well, that's not what we as journalists do. We get the story and we deliver that story for you. It didn't take all of this for everybody to know. It's just that we believe here, in allegations that we're making, that the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police was playing the public for a fool. We believe they were playing the public for the fool, and using the results to sabotage the person that they had targeted. In this particular case, Terry Dwayne Ashford. And that's the reason why that gives them a justification to go behind the scenes and go into people's bank accounts right there. All they have to do, all the mod has to do is go behind the scenes and say, see, we sniped his money because he's been aggressive. That right there gives them the justification to carry out their crimes. We need to defund them. Defund them, get those bad ones off the street. We're rocking and rolling, starting with the Hispanic and the red Honda this morning. 4032, we're already there. You see? Do you see? We're not afraid of you. Handle your business. Jumping right on into the headlines around the world for you. We're looking at headlines gracing the covers of other media across the nation. And we're giving you briefings of these stories so that you can go to these stories and pick them up yourself and read them, know more about them, however you want to handle that particular situation. And that's what you're getting right now from SNnews after all of the drama that was brought by the sabotage attempts this morning with Terry Dwayne Ashford, SNnews. You're Chick, your journalist and chief broadcaster. You're Indacarseat.com. Now, our first headline around the world is coming from the New York Post. Yeah, the New York Post. No, the New York Post is reporting on this this front page there. Columbia prep students and parents. They get a teaching on porn literacy. Porn literacy. The way the story reads is. It's parents at the Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School are outraged that they were never told of a fourth R that was being added to the curriculum. The fourth R, as the parents was griping about, reads like this. In addition to the usual reading, writing, arithmetic, the school this month launched lessons on porn without informing families or allowing them to opt out or to opt their children out. These are the parents that are fuming about that. The fourth R that they're all fuming about in New York at this particular prep school is raunchy. The parents of the Columbia Prep School students who was offered class on porn literacy are saying that the fourth R that they weren't told about was raunchy. This particular news is coming from SNnews chick Terry Dwayne Ashford, coming from the New York Post this Sunday morning in headlines around the world and around the nation. In another story coming from New York Post, there's a section called Page 6. They talk about Meghan Markle's overcoming suicide impulses. Now, in that article by Page 6, Prince Harry reveals how Meghan was pregnant and how she was having these thoughts, and also how she overcame those thoughts. I think that would be a good story for to help people understand how to deal with themselves. Situation. Maybe getting a little help too from their spouses, partners, and friends. So we wanted to give you a briefing on that story. You go to New York Post and get that, and you're going to see that on their Page 6 sectional headline. We also want to give a congratulatory announcement for Coco Gauff. She won, I think this was her first tournament on the tour. I think it was the first tournament tour winning. It was a challenger tournament, a smaller tournament, on the hardest surface too. The surface was clay court surface. She won it yesterday down in Italy in preparing for the French Open that's to start beginning May 30th of this year, the main draw. So we're going to congratulate Coco Gauff from Atlanta, United States of America, an American, our 17-year-old American, who's making headwaves on the tennis tour, WTA tennis tour. Congratulations to you, Coco, from Terry Dwayne Ashford, SNnews. We're now going around the world for you, and we are reporting this particular story from SNnews. Terry Dwayne Ashford from the Associated Press around the world, where Iran now says that the inspectors may no longer get nuclear site images. And this particular story was reported about 48 minutes ago, came to us through the Associated Press from Tehran, Iran. Iran's parliament speaker said Sunday that international inspectors may no longer get access to surveillance images. Yep. So that's coming to you from the Associated Press. This particular news is coming to you from Terry Dwayne.